What one thing do you think keeps most people from living to their full potential?
False, unrealistic views of the nature of themselves and the world.
The idea that there's something around the corner that'll make them happy.
They identify with their with thoughts, with their mind's production.
They're ever in pursuit of something that's not happening at this moment.
They're hugely burdened by their memories and completely lost in their imaginations.
You're either living in the past or in the future. And we can say about both of them, they're not here.
They are play acting that somebody they think they are.
If only people lived in awareness instead of memory and imagination, this world would be so much more productive.
I'm saying they, meaning us.
What keeps most people from living to their full potential?
I think the obstacles are both internal and external. It's really absurd to say to somebody, say a woman living under the Taliban, that it's because she hasn't developed her inner self. My gosh, the woman can't get an education, she can't even get health care. She cannot develop herself, she cannot teach her daughters, she has to sort of hide herself, so she becomes, rather than a human being, sort of this lump of cloth. So it's easy, to be cruel to a lump of cloth. So external obstacles are very real. I gave an extreme example, but there are still many dominator elements in our culture, and they are obstacles. On the other hand, we also need to work on ourselves. My new book, The Power of Partnership, is really a manual for both personal and cultural transformation, because the two go together. And I believe that really trying to heal ourselves in what I call a domination system is like trying to go up on a down elevator. We have to change the web of relations around us, as well as changing how we relate to ourselves and our intimate relations.
I think most people don't live their full potential. First of all, because they've never been told their full potential, that they are sons of God and daughters of God. Nicholas of Cusa, one of the medieval philosophers, he called God possibility itself. That was his definition of God, possibility itself. I think when you're not in touch with possibility itself, you live a very cramped, tiny, petty life. When you just live out of the small self, the imperial ego, the little me, you don't get very far. You just protect your own, turf. You live behind your own little white picket fence. And that self is inherently fearful. It can't be anything else. The small self is fear-based, is shame-based. And it should be, because it isn't the true self. Do you follow me? You see this picture behind me where we're going to use it in our True Self, False Self conference next month. And one reason we like to use this is because we see the false self finally embracing the true self, and the tremendous fruitfulness and fertility that comes from that. But most of us live out of illusion, and therefore we don't, you live behind your white picket fence, protecting this little thing that doesn't even have any objective grounding. It's not worth protecting. Thomas Merton said it so well. He said, one thing for sure about heaven, there won't be much of you there. And this little you, this little I, this little Richard in this case, is the very thing that everybody puts all their energy into protecting, and it's going to die. It's going to be over and gone in a few years. And this is only the the vehicle for the vision. This is only, the encasement through which I become a part of the universal mystery. But if I spend all my life protecting this casing, what a waste of time. That's most people I know, I'm ashamed to say. And the giveaway for that is when you take offense real easily, when you're hurt real easily. You know when you're hurt real easily, you're living out of the small self. Because this little self here is very hurtable. The true self in God, you can't hurt it. It's unhurtable.